Hello and welcome back. Skill number 7 in the reading section of the TOEFL iBT, responding to inference questions. This is literally the most difficult question in the TOEFL iBT reading section. But you're lucky that this is not a GRE exam, because in the GRE and GMAT, this type of question is just horrific. So compared to that, TOEFL inference questions are easier. That's some good news. Now, let's see what kind of questions we are going to wrestle with. The question says, which of the following can be inferred from the passage? So how different is this question from the detailed questions? Here is the point. In detailed questions, we had some keywords. We found that in the passage. We read that section and the answer was in the passage, directly stated. But here, the answer is not directly stated. So you are going to repeat the same process for the questions including a keyword, because some of the questions will not have keywords. We will talk about them. But in the questions including keywords, we will look for those keywords, we will find it in the passage, but the answer is not directly stated. It is indirectly pointed to. We will see that when we get to the question. And we understand that whether this is an inference question or not from several key terms. For example, in this question, it says it can be inferred. Another one could be it can be understood. So basically, if I am to write the verb forms, I'm going to go with infer. The passage suggests, the passage hints, or the author hints. Now, the passive form, like I said, could be, it can be understood, Now, let's see how we're going to answer these questions. Number 1, identify keywords in the question. Search for that keyword in the passage. And when you find it, read the sentence containing the keyword and the surrounding sentences if necessary, carefully. Step number 3, remember, unlike detailed questions, here the answer is not directly stated in the passage. You need to infer, you need to derive the answer from the passage. It is not directly there. Number 4, eliminate answers that either contradicts the information in the passage or repeat words or phrases from the passage without being logical inferences. In other words, a directly stated fact, that is the copy of the text, is not the answer. Whenever you see that, just cross it out. That's not the answer. Inference questions, answers cannot be directly stated. Now here is a little bit of complication. There are 3 types of inference questions. Let's see an example for type 1. Question could be saying, what can be inferred from the paragraph about X? And what is that X? That X is basically a keyword. It could be anything. So here, like we discussed in the detailed questions, you will be looking for that keyword. Number 2, what can be inferred from the paragraph? No keyword. So here, as you can see, that we don't have a keyword. So here, you should not look for a keyword. You should read the entire paragraph. And sometimes the last sentence of the previous paragraph and the first sentence of the paragraph that comes after the original paragraph. Because we want to see the connections, we want to see the relationship between the paragraphs. Yet the most annoying type is type number 3. Here it says, for example, what can be inferred from the passage? Well, that is annoying. There is no keyword and the scope is the entire passage. So in this case, you do not need to read all the passage. Instead, follow this strategy. Skim through the answer choices and determine the keywords. What are the keywords in ABCD choices? Then read the first paragraph of the passage. Then read the first 2 sentences and the last sentence of each supporting paragraph. Then read the conclusion paragraph. Most probably you will get the correct answer this way. If not, and I'm going to break your heart here, you should search the whole passage for the keywords in the answer choices and read the related parts. So here we are doing reverse engineering. If we cannot find the answers with the method I told you, you're going to have to go from the ABCD answer choices to the passage, looking for those keywords, looking for all that information. Let's see an example. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? So here we have a whole passage question, but luckily, because this is just an example, the passage is short. In the exam, it will not be short. It will be a very, very long passage. So here we don't have a keyword, and we don't have several paragraphs to go like 2 sentences from the first one sentence from the last part of the paragraph. It's just one paragraph. So let's directly go into ABCD. A. The discipline of music and mathematics originated in classical times. I'm going to highlight this. B. People have long been aware of links between music and mathematics. Okay, I want to highlight this. There's a link, and people have been aware of this. C. Both music and mathematics require an understanding of computers. Professional musicians must study mathematics at the university level. Fellows, I haven't read the passage yet, but I promise you it's not going to be D. Just look at the word combination. First, whenever you see an absolute term like this, like must, be suspicious. In academic writing, we don't like things like this, like absolute terms, absolute designations. So be suspicious. And then it says something not very reasonable. Professional musicians must study mathematics at the university level. Really? Do they? Maybe the passage could be saying that, but I highly doubt it. Like, I would be surprised to see that. So let's go to the passage. In classical and medieval times, the study of music shared many features with the discipline of mathematics, such as I don't care about such as part. I care about this sentence. Now, it's A, right? Wrong. Because A says the disciplines of mathematics and music originated in classical times. The passage does not say it originated. It says, in classical and medieval times, the study of music shared many features with the discipline of mathematics. It means they had links, they had many links, such as X, Y, Z. So, it is basically B. People have long been aware of links between music and mathematics. So, if in classical and medieval times the study of music shared many features with the discipline of mathematics, it means that people were aware of this link. And we also see this here. It says the introduction of the 12-tone music and the widespread use of computers inspired further study into the relationship between music and mathematical abilities. So people were aware of this connection and were using it, were studying it. Let's see why C is not the answer. It says both music and mathematics require an understanding of computers. Well, nowhere in the passage this sentence is stated. It says, look, they were using computers here. Widespread use of computers inspired further study. But it's not saying that it required an understanding of computers. I could be a professional musician without any understanding of computers. I could compose my music and have somebody else edit it for me. Voila. I don't have any understanding of computers. So this choice falls apart, and the passage does not say that. And D, professional musicians must study mathematics at university level. Again, read the passage. There is no such information. Like I said, without even reading the passage, I could basically see that this is not the answer. Question number 2. It can be inferred from the passage that Corvids are. So here we have a keyword, Corvids, correct? So again, there is a keyword, but again, it's about the whole passage without pointing to a special part. And the answer choices are short here, so let's take a look at them together. A family of birds, games for children, members of a sport club, imaginary beings. The first sentence includes the keyword. Corvids are sociable and tend to form social groups. So if they are sociable and they tend to form social groups, it means that they're not games. They are living things. So B cannot be the answer. And D says imaginary beings. So how could imaginary beings be sociable? So for now, B and D are off the table. So let's read the following sentence. This is particularly true of rooks, which stay in their flocks all year round. Now here we have valuable information. Rooks are birds. And then it says they stay in flocks all year round. Flock means a group of birds. So first it's saying corvids are such and such. Then it says this is particularly true. Then it's giving an example about the kind of corvids. For example, it says rooks. A kind of corvids, that is rooks, are such and such, and they fly in groups. So what does that tell you? It means that rooks are birds. That's why we are using the word flock. The flocks means a group of birds. So voila, if rooks are birds, then corvids are also birds. So the answer is A. Number 3, it can be inferred from the passage that the author most likely believes which of the following about the solar energy. So we have a keyword here, solar energy. But here's the important part. It says the author most likely believes. So we are not looking for something that is written in the passage. We are looking for something that the author might believe or most likely. So we are looking for something that the author most likely believes. So let's see what the thing is. Choice A. So because we have the entire passage, so let's read the ABCD. Solar energy is not used as much as it could be. So not used as much as it could be. I'm going to be looking for that in the passage. B, it is not possible to develop direct forms of social energy. Not possible, I'm highlighting. Develop what? Direct forms of solar energy. I'm going to be looking for that. C, trees, plants, and organic matters can store solar energy. So trees and plants store. D, the definition of solar energy will continue to change. So definition, I'm highlighting, change. So let's see which of these we find in the passage. So look at the second sentence. It includes keywords from choice B. Choice B said it is not possible to develop direct forms of solar energy. But here the passage says, broadly defined, solar energy includes direct energy from the sun, as well as a number of indirect forms. So it means that there are both direct forms and indirect forms of getting solar energy. So B is entirely wrong. B says it is not possible, but the passage says that it is possible. So B is off the table. So I'm crossing it out. Major indirect forms of solar energy include wind power, hydropower, and biomass. And then it's giving examples about the forms of solar energy. It's giving us 3 sources: wind, hydropower, and biomass. And then, this is the interesting part. The passage gives extra information about the last item, biomass. It says solar energy converted. So what is biomass? It is, the passage says, solar energy converted to chemical energy in trees, plants, and other organic matter. As you can see, keywords from choice C is in this sentence, trees, plants. So what do we mean by biomass and its relation to energy? We mean solar energy converted to chemical energy. So there is solar energy that comes to some organic matters like trees and plants. And there, it stays there, and then it is converted to chemical energy. And here's a question, and this is based on C. C says trees, plants, and organic matters can store solar energy. Can they store based on the passage? Well, I'm going to say, well, yeah, because if solar energy is converted to chemical energy, it means that it should be stored there. Solar energy comes, it is depoted, it is stored, and there it is converted into chemical energy. So choice C is the answer. Alright guys, congratulations. We analyzed 3 questions together. Now you know how to answer these questions. You're going to go to pages 94 to 103 of the Delta's Key to the TOEFL iBT book and do some exercises yourself. I